Out here, you know what's crazy? See how dead it is out here? Like no greenery. It's dead, man. It's like depression in a lot of our lives, right? We feel dead inside. But I'll tell you one thing, and I'm gonna show y'all in a few weeks, a month, I'm gonna come back out here and all it's gonna be green, right? It's gonna come back to life. It's gonna grow. But I wanna tell you this, man, I don't wanna be on here too long. This month is a hard month for me, obviously. Month of March last year was the worst month of my life. And I want to say depression is real, man. It's real. You know, a lot of us, we hide behind smiles. A lot of us, we admit we have our depression. But I want to let you know that it's real, right? We all have things that we're battling, these silent battles. These things that we deal with, that we don't share, that we hide, that we conceal, that we keep bottled in. And it's eating us up alive inside, you know. I put a post on my Instagram the other day, and 80% of people said they're battling depression more than ever. And so I feel like it's my duty and my job to be able to help those out there that's battling depression. I want to just tell you this off top. You don't have to be strong, man. You don't have to be strong. You know, a lot of times we think that we got to be strong. You know, maybe you're the man or the woman in your family, or maybe you're the leader and you feel like you got to be strong. You feel like if you're not strong, then you're less, or you're not enough, or you're letting people down. And we live in a world where a lot of people try to tell you, you got to be strong, you got to push through, you got to keep going. And I understand that. But sometimes, man, it's not about pushing through. Sometimes it is about breaking down. Sometimes it is about crying. It's about pleading out to God. It's about going through your season of disconnection. It's about admitting that you're not good, you're not okay. And I know a lot of us, we're the strong friend. We're the strong person, and we feel like that we can't show weaknesses. You know, I even felt like that at my mom's funeral. I felt like that I couldn't even cry because I feel like I had to be the strong person. But I want to tell you this, man. You don't have to be strong. Forget being mentally tough, as the world claims mentally tough. The world tells you that you got to keep going no matter what. You don't. Doesn't mean that you quit. Sometimes it's okay to take a break. Sometimes it's okay to rest. Sometimes it's okay to recover. Sometimes it's okay to decide that you're not going to be involved in something no more. That's being mentally tough. I'm more concerned about you being mentally smart and you taking care of yourself, because some of us, we're going to keep going and going and going while we're depressed and we're hurt. And we're going to get to a point where we're burnt out. We're going to get to a point where we feel like, you know what, life isn't worth living anymore. Because we never took the time to be still. We never took the time to be silent. We never took the time to allow God to work in our lives. Some of us are hurt. Some of us is going through this life hurt. And I know when I played sports, anytime I continue to play the game hurt, I end up being injured. And sometimes that injury kept me out for seasons. And a lot of you know that injury really killed my career because I never took the time to rest and say, you know what, I need to recover. I need rehab. And so some of you watching this right now, you're in a season right now where you're hurt. Maybe you lost a job. Maybe you lost a loved one. Maybe you lost a relationship. Maybe, you know, it's just life. It just feels different and you're hurt. But a lot of you are feeling the external pressures to keep going, to keep smiling when you're not okay, to hide your tears, to be the strong one, to be the warrior. You see, a warrior to me is not a person that continues to fight. A warrior to me is a person that knows which battles to fight. And I'm going to tell you right now, sometimes the battles that you're fighting are meant for you to fight, and sometimes they're not meant for you to fight. Sometimes these battles aren't yours. Some of us are fighting a battle that isn't ours. And half of these battles that we're fighting aren't meant for us to fight. They're meant to give to the Lord. So I want to tell you right now, it's okay to rest. It's okay to recover. It's okay not to run through that brick wall. It's okay not to fight that challenge. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to disconnect. It's okay to step away. It's okay to not keep going. It's okay. Because you're dealing with depression. And oftentimes depression, man, what we try to do is hide our depression by continuing to do, by continuing to go, by continuing to move forward. And while I agree with some of that, I'm not telling you to stay in the same place forever. But sometimes The most mentally strong thing that you can do and say is, I need help. To be fully transparent, I did that with myself. You know, it's hard when the world depends on you. It's hard when you have all these people across the world depend on you to be strong. Everybody brings their problems to you, and you have your problems of your own, right? Everybody brings their depression to you. You're going through your most depressed season of your life. And as I continue to take on these battles and fight these battles, because I want to be the one, right? God called me to be the one. Nah, God didn't call me to be the one. God called me to depend on him because he's the one. And so during the season, I said, I need help. And I stepped away and I've been disconnected to be able to understand what I'm going through, to be able to understand fully what I need in my life, what I need in my soul, what I need in my heart, so I can continue on this journey steadfast, so I can continue on this journey and run the race that is meant for me to run and not feel guilty for saying I'm not okay. Not feeling guilty for saying, you know what, man, something just isn't right in my life. I don't know what it is, but I'll never figure out what's right if I keep on going without acknowledging that there's something wrong. And so I've always told you it's okay to not be okay. That is not a weakness, my friend. The greatest weakness that we can have as human beings is to admit that we have none. So you watching this live right now, I want to let you know that you're going through your season of depression. Depression is real, but my friend, so is deliverance. I pray that God removes any stronghold in your life. I pray that God removes and breaks chains in your life. And I want to tell you something about breaking chains. Sometimes the chains that are broken are the chains that we think aren't chains in our life. You see, some of us don't even know that the things that are causing us depression is sometimes the things that is giving us temporary pleasure. Sometimes the things that are giving us depression is sometimes the things that bring so much value to our life, that bring significance to our life. And sometimes the things that are bringing us depression aren't bad things, but they aren't things that we need for our soul. So I want to tell you something. When God breaks these chains, sometimes those chains look like friendships. Sometimes those chains look like relationships. Sometimes those chains look like jobs. Sometimes those chains look like service. Because only God knows the path of your life, the plans for your life, and where you're headed. And some of us, we're headed on the road of destruction, even though that road seems beautiful at the moment. So one of the things that I had to do in my journey is I had to step back and look back and say, man, like, what are the chains in my life that seem like they aren't chains? What are the things in my life that I think are pushing me forward, but really are holding me back? What are the things in my life that I'm thinking that's providing me happiness, but really deep down is planting seeds of depression? Maybe for you it's social media. Maybe social media is giving you so much value because you're helping people like it was for me. And you go through a moment of, man, well, at the bottom of this social media, yes, I'm helping a lot of people, but it's creating some things inside that's growing and influencing depression. So my friend on this live right now, as I'm protecting my peace and disconnected to deal with my depression. And it doesn't mean that I'm having a terrible life. My life is beautiful. But just like this nature that I'm in right now, this nature isn't beautiful. But soon as the seasons change, this nature will flourish, will blossom. It will be full of life. Full of life. So maybe you're in a season of disconnection. Maybe you're in a season of confusion. But I want to tell you to stay the journey and stay the course, because seasons change. It's okay not to be strong. It's okay to say, you know what? I can't keep going like this. Because the wise knows when they need help. And I think being mentally aware is actually greater than being mentally tough, as the world would say in today's times. To my men on this live right now, I know we're taught to carry everything. Some of us, we cry in the car before we go inside the house because we don't want anybody to see our tears. And you feel like you got to be this warrior, right? This man that doesn't shed any tears, this man that doesn't ask for any help, this man that carries so much. And I want to just tell everybody on this live, men and women, but to my men on here, because you see, men are battling depression at a higher rate, committing suicide at a higher rate more than anybody in this world. And I know exactly why. It's because we feel like we're mentally weak when we're going through hard times. The strength of a person is not shown in how much they can carry. I want to stop and I'm going to take off my glasses for this one. The strength of a person is not shown in how much you can carry. The strength of a person is shown in how much you can let go. Only a fool would continue to carry the things that they know is weighing their life down. And you're no fool, my friend. You've just been fooled to think that strength is this perfect, no help way of life. And that's not true. And to those on this live that's saying, man, I feel numb. I feel like I can't feel anymore. I would just encourage you to get to places where you can disconnect. Get to places where you can let go of the external pressures and get back to the meaning of your life. The meaning of your life. What does your life mean? A lot of times we feel numb because we lose meaning. A lot of us, we adopt the meaning that the world gives us, or that society tells us what's strong or how we should be and what's successful, and we lose the true meaning of our life. And I'm not here to tell you what your life should mean, but when you find meaning, you find purpose. And when you find purpose, you find life. So what does your life mean? What is it going to mean? You know, for me, the meaning of my life is to lead people closer to God as best as I can. Not through my perfection, not through my expertise, but through my transparency. The meaning of my life is to help those put strength and weaknesses in their life, to help those know that no matter what you've been through, you can still get through. That's why I'm here on this earth, and that's what my life means. And every time I'm able to come on this live and give value to you guys and to give life, to breathe life through this phone, as I've been doing for 13 years, no matter how I'm feeling, when I'm in these moments, I feel alive. Depression can't win, stress can't win, worry can't win, doubt can't win, and I feel alive. So maybe it's time for you to stop the path that you're on. Put an immediate halt and just really seek God, seek the kingdom, and see what God really wants for your life. Because when God's leading your life, man, it's a lot more beautiful. A lot more beautiful. I believe there's always a higher purpose for each and every one of us. It's just that some of us, we think that just because we're on this path of destruction, it seems like that the path isn't meant for us. Sometimes we got to go through the path, the ups and downs, the imperfect paths, the imperfect roads to lead our life to the perfect place. The purpose of the path might be imperfect. I mean, the path might be imperfect, but the purpose of the path is always perfect. So even when it seems like it's wrong, it can still be right for you. If you understand everything in your life is not failure, but feedback. Everything is feedback in your life. You might be, Trent, well, you don't understand my past stories. Let me tell you something. You don't understand my past chapters. You don't understand my mistakes. Let me tell you, you're still beautiful. You're still incredible. Your value is not based upon your mistakes. Your value is based upon how you were created. And the last time I checked, you weren't a mistake, my friend. There's more to your life. And so when depression comes up, just remind depression who your God is, man. Change your environment, change your scenery. Find some appreciation in your soul when depression comes up. One of the best ways to experience inner peace is to protect your peace. It's to get out here where you can't be reached sometimes. One of the best ways to experience inner peace in your life is to let go. To let go of this idea of how your life is supposed to be. Because when we hold on to the idea of how our life is supposed to be, we get depressed when it isn't it. We get depressed when our life isn't adding up to what we think it should add up to. So one of the most beautiful things that I've done is I've let go of the idea of how life is supposed to be, and I just live life how I'm led to live it. And however that looks like, I'm fine with it. Because I know that if I stay in my purpose and I continue to stay close to God, my duty on this earth will be fulfilled. And when I leave this place, I just hope I can leave it better than how I found it. I just want to create peace on earth, help you guys have peace of mind and peace in your soul. That's what I'm created for. It's time for you to find the meaning in your life. And your meaning is bigger than your titles. It's bigger than you being a mom or dad. It's bigger than you being a husband or wife. Those things are incredible things in our life, but it's bigger. So never define yourself by just those things. So I know I've been talking a lot, man, but I'm just out here. Just wanted to press play. And my walks with God, my runs with God, actually, I'm trying to run. I'm out of shape. But just on my heart to tell you, you don't got to be strong, man. And I think that's one of the strongest things that can be said and that could be realized and understood. You know, I'll leave you guys with an analogy that hopefully will drive this point home. So I'm here today, and I'll ask you a question. Does it take more mental toughness to, let me give you some context. I'm doing interval runs right now. And there's a certain pace that I need to keep based upon where I'm at. And, you know, the pace isn't bad, but over 5 miles, the pace is pretty tough. So at the beginning, you know, I want to go faster. But I know if I go faster, there's a great chance that I'm not going to finish. And there's a great chance I can experience some injury and some pain because my body isn't fully adapted to trail running yet because I've been in the off season. So let me ask you this question. Does it take more mental toughness to run faster than my pace? Or does it take more mental toughness to stay in pace when I want to run faster than my pace? I think that answer is not rocket science. It takes more mental toughness for me to stay in pace because truth of the matter is my pride wants to say run faster. But truth of the matter is me running faster is not going to lead to me being a better me out here. So I want you to think about that in life. Sometimes it takes more mental strength to stay still than to move forward sometimes. It takes more mental strength to develop a set of habits that protect your peace, that guard your heart, that lead you closer to God, than it does to just go hard, right? So hopefully I change your perspective around those words, man, because we live in a social media era where we're seeing all these people do all this crazy stuff and say, oh, I'm mentally tough. Let me tell you something, man. A lot of what you see is Houdini. A lot of what you see is smoke and mirrors, man. A lot of people living a dream, selling you a dream that they ain't living. And that ultimately, their life is their life. Their journey is theirs. Their path is theirs. So don't allow someone else's progression, someone else's fakeness, someone else's perfection create your depression. Comparison is one of the greatest drivers of depression. And one of the greatest medicines to depression is appreciation for yourself and for your life. Right? I hope y'all got somebody here today, man. I just want to come on here and just talk for a little bit. Haven't checked in a minute because I've been disconnected. But again, you don't have to be strong. You don't have to be strong. You can cry, you can scream, you can have a bad season. Just don't stay there. Sometimes it's necessary, man. Sometimes you got to hit rock bottom to change your life. Not all the time. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you do. Yeah. I know we got clinical depression too. I get it. I'm not undermining none of that, man. I just think, being aware of our bodies, our life, what we put in our bodies, and just like, man, just for real, understanding what truly matters, man. Like, half of this stuff don't matter. It don't. Half of the stuff don't matter. Half of the stuff will never bring us true fulfillment. Nothing except what we're created to do and be. Like, there's nothing that will bring you true fulfillment in life outside of who you were created to be. Like, seriously. And I just wish people would get it. Because some of us, we live our whole life thinking something is missing. We waiting on that thing that we think is missing to show up, and we get it, and you're going to realize, like, damn, that wasn't what was missing. It's something else. And honestly, I feel like God leaves a void in our life that only can be filled by him. And I just feel like when you have peace, you have everything. Without peace, you have nothing. That's what I'm always telling you, to protect your peace, find your peace, create your peace. How many of us on this live just say amen if you've been in what people would consider the hardest season of your life, but it wasn't that bad because you had peace. You had peace in knowing that everything was going to work out. You had peace in knowing that God had a plan for your life. And I know so many people on this live have done the opposite, where they've had everything and had no peace, and anxiety and all those other things just flare up and come up. So you got to be very intentional with gratitude, appreciation, and fulfillment. And get clear on what truly matters in your life, man. Because when we lose focus on that, we start to think that we missing stuff. And a lot of times we don't appreciate it till it's too late. We don't show love till it's too late. And we realize, like, damn, like that's what really mattered. And I was sitting here chasing all these other things that didn't matter. But that's what really mattered. And then we live in regret, and regret is trying to change a past that it's impossible to change. So I just hope on this live that I've just been talking forever. I just hope that you just find that fulfillment and peace and understand what truly matters in your life. Because I promise you, a lot of us, we overlooking it. We searching near and far to find something that the world has to offer that still can't fill that void. And you might be saying, Trent, how do you know? That's easy for you to say. I know because I'm living what people would call the American dream, right? Financially, I'm straight, right? I'm known across the world. Played in the NFL, right? All the things. But all the things don't mean nothing if you don't have the things that truly matter. And I'm just happy in my life that I've always known that. But this is coming from somebody who has been at rock bottom and has been at what people consider the mountaintops. And oftentimes, man, the things that you think that you want, it just makes your life a lot harder. A lot more pressure, a lot more external pressure, you know? I don't have too many people checking up on me. You know what I mean? Like, even me being in this season, I definitely have some people, but I don't have many people checking up on me, no matter how much I brought to the world and help people, because I understood and stand that, you know, most people come to me for help, right? Or come to me for something, for self-worth, whatever. But it's like, who can I go to when I need that? Or who can I go to when I need a break? And that used to bother me for a lot because I felt like I was giving the world everything, but yet I would get nothing in return. I felt like people didn't really care. And that stuff can eat you up aside because you start to feel like guilty, not even guilty, but you feel disconnected from your gift. You don't feel power in your gift anymore. And you become kind of bitter towards your gift. You know, this past year when my mom died, I felt like that. You know, I still had people hitting me up, asking me for stuff and everything else when I was going through the hardest season of my life. And there were a lot of people, too, don't get it wrong, that reached out, that prayed for me, all that type of stuff. But you realize in this world, man, like, most people only care about what you can give them, you know? So you have to get to a place where you're okay with saying, in this season, I'm not giving it. In this season, I'm focusing on me. In this season, I'm filling up my own cup. And if somebody don't like it, so what? I refuse to live in a depression for anybody or anything. So a lot of this year, I spent making sure everybody was straight. Here we go, a therapy session. Well, we're here, so might as well just keep talking. So I spent a lot of this year making sure everybody was straight, right? Even though I wasn't straight. You know, some things that I had conversation with some friends and realized, man, I ain't dealt with a lot of my grief because I had to continue to carry on. I had to continue to be strong. I had to continue to be the voice for everybody, right? The provider for everybody. And even though I thought I was good, I realized that I wasn't. I realized that I stopped having passion for certain things in my life. And that's a great sign of depression, by the way, y'all. You stop being energized with the things that used to bring you so much energy and you used to love to do. And I had to get to a place late last year where I said, you know what? I'm not going to feel obligated to show up online like that. I'm not going to feel obligated to take care of people like that. I'm not going to feel obligated to carry people on my back that's capable to walk by my side. I'm not going to feel obligated to do all these things for the world. Because I know if I keep doing that, the world won't probably have me, you know? So I've gotten to a place where I don't feel external pressure no more. And that was my big thing, like, and I think it's a lot of people's big thing. It's everybody's big thing. It's the external pressures that create internal conflict in your soul. The external pressures of to keep going. Be strong. We need you. You got this. When you don't got it. And it's okay to say you don't got it. It's okay to say, you know, I'm not strong in this moment. It's okay. And I made peace with myself to do that. You know, when a lot depends on you, right? People's livelihoods depend on you. That's what drives people to suicide. Luckily, I have a good sense of like myself and self-awareness to know that certain journeys I can't continue on in the season. But I share that with my life, man, to hopefully inspire you, because I know some of y'all look at me and like, man, Trent has it all figured out, blah, 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 this or that. I tell y'all this since 2010. I don't have it all figured out. I don't. I just go through things and get through things, and I share those things with y'all. Some things I share, I'm going through it at the moment. But I'm not afraid to be transparent. I'm not afraid to be imperfect. I'm not afraid to show you that I'm having a season, because that's the human experience. And anybody who shows you perfection all the time, I would be very cautious of that person. Because that's a person that's either not being real with you or being real with themselves. And so I don't care how my platform looks, and I don't care what people say like, oh, you know, I want to be an expert. I'm not trying to be no damn expert. I ain't trying to be no motivational speaker. I ain't trying to be none of that. I'm a human being, man. I want to show y'all that it's possible to be the regular person and share your story and help people. Share your ideas and help people. You know, I don't need the titles. I don't need the accolades. I don't need all of that, because all that stuff don't matter. That stuff don't help you when you're going through your darkest moments. You can't go to a list and be like, oh my gosh, I was the under 30 and I'm healed. Nah. You can't go to your bank account and be like, man, you know, I got this in my bank account. I need to buy my healing. Nah, you can buy some temporary stuff for sure, but you can't buy your permanent healing. So I just want y'all to be inspired by that. That's why I've always come on my cell phone, out here random in nature, not trying to position myself as no expert and all that type of stuff, man, because I feel like people hide behind that to make you believe in them more. And if I need a title for you to believe in me more, then I'm not somebody y'all should believe in. If you can't believe in me because of my heart, because of how I show up, because of what I give, then I don't want you to believe in me. I don't want to have to put on a facade for you to believe in me. I don't want to have to tell you how much money I make for you to believe in me. I don't want to have to say how many followers I got for you to believe in me. I don't want to have to tell you how many people I helped for you to believe in me. I want you to believe in me because you see a human being, you see a man that's trying his best to help others as he helps himself. And that ain't enough for you to believe in me, then I ain't got it for you. You know, go find somebody else that will inspire you, because truth of the matter is, my friends, I'm not trying to inspire you. I'm not. I'm really trying to impact your soul. Because I know inspiration will fade, but impact will change. And the only way I know how to impact people is to be straight up. It's too hard to not be. It's too hard to think of ways to make you like me more, make you support me more. It's too hard. So I'm not that guy. I never will be that guy. Never was that guy. Hey, what's up, rehabs across the world? Trent here. Thank you for watching our new video. I hope it impacted your life. Listen, we're impacting lives all across the world. I want you to know this. It's because of you. It's because of you supporting the messages and sharing the messages. And speaking about sharing the messages, if this video touched your heart, if it's on your heart, please press share, because I promise you this, there's somebody in the world right now that needs to watch this video. And by you pressing share, you become a hero in their life. I get messages every single day say, Trent, I had no idea what rehab time was yesterday, but my friend shared the video, I saw it on the timeline, and man, did I need it. We're gonna continue to impact the world only with your help. We appreciate you. But like I say at the end of every single video, it all starts with you. It's rehab time. Let's get it.